What a final we were able to experience. And finally, like I said, we lifted the trophy against our fiercest rivals, against Mexico. I think I speak for everybody. I was on the edge of my seat, going crazy. Roller coaster of emotions, from being down off a crazy, terrible turnover by McKenzie 1 minute in, to seeing it all fall apart before VAR bailed us out. Could have been 2-0, could have been the nail in the coffin very early, to pulling one back, to going down in the 80th minute, to getting one back. Guys, I think this was an incredible final. And listen, the reality is, I turn the blind eye. When it comes to a final, when it's your fiercest rival, when it's classics, when it's derbies, all rules go out the window. And it's a must-win situation. And I think the entire fan base was waiting for this huge win with our young team, with our up-and-coming talents, to validate that we are on the same pedestal as Mexico, that we're going to dispute this region, and it's not going to be tomorrow, it's going to be now. So huge on all fronts, okay? And it feels that much better when you come from behind, when you get punched in the mouth and the guys showed grit. Listen, the American grit that we're always famous for and was absent, in the last qualifying campaign that left us without Russia. So I think I speak for everybody. Listen, as a coach, I've experienced it countless times where I go to sleep on a huge high and I wake up, I don't know, in the middle of the night, 2:40 in the morning, and I wake up and the thought is in my brain and I just lay out a huge smile in the darkness. I think we all woke up like that on Monday morning. And listen, now we've had 48 hours to digest. I'm going to try and get out this brain dump. I have a few notes to get out my thoughts on the good, the bad, and the ugly, okay? So we said the good. A W masks a lot of deficiencies. A W is going to mask a lot of the poor performance individually. A W could mask the poor start that the national team had in terms of the tactical change and the setup. So let's get straight to that, okay? Tactics. I think Greg Berhalter and staff had some big balls to come out in a 3-4-3 and alter and throw everything out the window that they have been working on. It had never been rehearsed, but yes, we had suffered against the Swiss. We had suffered against Honduras. We had suffered defensively and especially in transition moments. So, you don't need a crystal ball to see it. Mexico, with the pace that was going to be up top, with El Chucky Lozano, with Antuna, and with El Tecatito, you do not want to be caught in transition and with a four-man back line. So Greg Berhalter and staff made the decision, we're going to go with 5 in the back. Okay? Makes sense. Okay, to give cover to a guy like Serginho Dest, whose strong suit is in defense, to give cover to they ended up playing DeAndre, whose strong suit isn't one-on-one defense, to kind of clog that midfield with Jackson Ewell. It was like a wide open highway straight to goal. So we had to do something. Something was done. It didn't pay dividends immediately, all right? Tim Ream, I think we all saw him in the lineup, and then it's so easy, guys, after the fact to judge and say it was a mistake. Oh, he's terrible, he's old, he's slow, what are we doing? But we're not there in the training ground. We don't see it. Obviously, Greg and staff saw that Tim Ream was more capacitated to play than Matt Miazga. Matt Miazga must be the most horrible form of his career if McKenzie and Tim Ream are playing ahead of him, and that's easy to say, like I said, now in retrospect, after the fact, after we have the result and the performances in hand. Okay, in the middle, we want to be a little bit more rock solid. Makes sense. Weston and Kellen Costa. And then up top, we knew it was going to be those same three. Josh Sargent struggling. Didn't show his true self. I think on the training ground, the guy has quality, has technical quality. He's not showing it when it comes to games. On the wings, it was always going to be Gio and Pulisic. Okay, so breaking down the team performances, we know what happened. We know all the drama that proceeded. We know who made plays, who didn't make plays. I want to talk a little bit about the individuals. In the back, I kind of just went over it. Serginho Dest, guys. Serginho Dest, what a shocking last few months. I've been adamant about it. I've communicated here on video. I've tweeted about it. He's not in good form. I don't know what's going on with this guy. But we didn't put him in a position to have success putting him on the left flank. You guys know that I don't rate Anthony Robinson. I don't think he's the solution. So for now, it had to be Serginho Dest. It is what it is. He was terrible. Again, ballsy by the coach, pulling him in the 62nd minute, changing the formation at that right moment in time, when he included Timo, when he moved Christian to the 10. It was a stroke that we haven't seen from our manager before in-game adjustments. He got it wrong to start off. We lucked out. We stayed in the game. We were competing, and he made that adjustment. I think Serginho Dest, apart from one slalom on the day, was a complete zero, offered nothing going forward, offered nothing defensively. So good move there. We already talked about Ream. We don't need to beat that up. John Brooks, the lock starter, the first episode I think I did this season, top guy, consistent. Told you guys that he's very, very weak when the game gets behind him. His recovery running is not good. And sometimes isolated on an island is not good. But the guy did his job. Yeah, he got spun a couple of times from Chucky. Yes, Chucky dragged him out onto an island as the false nine, and there was runs in behind where we were getting hit hard and we were exposed on the side with Reem. But John Brooks is our guy. There's no doubt about that. Mark McKenzie, guys, is not the finished product. Okay? Yes, learn by throwing him in the fire. He's going to mature. He's going to grow. All that you want. But forget the mistake. The mistake happened. He gutted through it. He was gutsy. I'm just talking about what he's done in the last 3 games. He has this. He's not this ball-playing center back like we've made him out to be or we're making him out to be. Okay? Mark McKenzie with time and space can pick a pass. Absolutely. But in the big games, in the difficult situations and difficult opponents, when there's actually structure or things that are traps that are being set, he has like this split second where there's like a delay from the brain to getting it to his foot, and it's not fluid, okay? And he was picked several times, not just against Mexico, against the Swiss, against Honduras. He has to commit fouls. He has to take yellows. He committed horrific, things that could cost you in big games in the World Cup and World Cup qualifiers. So he has a long way to go. Fortunately, he is in a good environment. I think he's going to keep progressing. He's not the guy right now. I've always said who the guy was. Chris Richards wasn't available at the time, and we got to hope that somebody else pops up to partner Brooks and Richards and give some cover there, some real cover, because we know it's not Reem, we know it's not the Walker Zimmerman, we know it's not Matt Miazga at the moment. All right, DeAndre Yedlin. Listen, guys, he's never going to be anything special. He's super athletic. He gets up and down the line. He hustles. He tries to make plays. Again, he hasn't played on the national team in years, so to come back in, being selected for this final with his experience, he was okay, I guess. Okay, he's not the solution long term. We have Serge, hopefully, that gets his shit together on the right channel. In the middle of the park, Kellen Acosta. Okay, he's never going to be this world-beating guy that's going to dictate games. Okay, he is a little bit better than Jackson Ewell, a little bit more athletic, covers more ground, breaks plays up better, and can still pick a pass. But he is not a guy that's going to dictate games. And in this game, we threw that plan out the window, so he was okay. Weston McKennie was a complete zero. Guys, I've talked a lot about Weston, good things and bad things. He was a zero in the first half, and then he showed the real Weston McKennie, right? He won everything in the air. He was a set-piece monster. He was winning duels. He was scrapping. He was in the middle of all the scraps. He showed big fucking balls. And yes, he reminded me in this game, okay, he has a long way to go. Hopefully he stays at Juventus, continues to progress in terms of reading the game and being at the right spots and understanding the flow within each game and not just running uncontrollably. But this guy made a huge impact. I mean, his header saved this final. Otherwise, we're not here talking about a W and having the cup. Okay, so huge performance from Weston in the second half and in overtime. And I like it. Scrappy, big balls. I hope he continues to progress because he has something to offer for our team. We could talk more about Weston towards the end of this episode. Up top, guys, Josh Sargent isn't the guy. He's given 3 games, consecutive starts, got himself in okay positions through a couple of opportunities. People didn't pick him out, but he had a chance in this game. He had a nice opportunity where he just scuffed it. Let's just face it, okay? He is low in confidence, and for the 9 position, people go through highs and lows. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. And this guy's not hot at the moment. Hopefully, I know we're all praying that he gets a better club solution where he can get his confidence back, where he can get opportunities, where he can get finishing opportunities. Because I have no doubt, I've seen Josh for a decade. In training, the guy's technically sound. In training, he can punish. He can finish. He has good technique. But in the games, he looks like a fish out of water. He looks like a tronco. Balls bouncing off him all over the place. Combination plays not on spot, not on cue. He's just not the solution at the moment, okay? Gio Reyna. Super happy with Gio. This is the Gio that I've always asked for, the one that we saw in big games early in his career at Dortmund, the one that runs his ass off, the one that tracks, the one that's hungry. He played it like a true final with grit. Listen, he wasn't a world beater. He wasn't throwing panenka or croquetas. He wasn't dicing people. He wasn't combining great. It was sloppy, but he adapted to the game and showed personality and showed grit and showed big cojones as well, and dropped in transition and on defense and helped DeAndre with Tecatito and won some duels. I was very pleased with Gio. Goal aside, yeah, he was the right place, right time, and just slaughtered it home. He showed personality and grit. I'm very, very happy. This is the Gio I want to see all the time, not a one-off, okay? And then we have Christian Pulisic. Guys, let's be real, okay? He scored the PK. He had big personality. He showed up. He roofed it. He celebrated the iconic picture. All that you want. I think everybody saw the game, and it's a pretty clear message. He was terrible. He was a zero. He was invisible. I've kind of geared it that that's what he's going to be in the U.S. men's national team unless he's surrounded the right way. And heck, the script was right according to what I had said. All right? Couldn't have executed any worse. He was terrible, guys. And if we don't get that VAR PK save, or that wasn't a PK, we didn't get that benefit of that call. If Weston McKennie wasn't a monster in the air and crushed that equalizing header, heck, if we lost, is what I'm trying to say, who would be talking about Christian right now? I think it would be massive critics, and rightfully so, because this is not the Christian that we see competing at the highest levels in the Premiership. This is not the one that put his team on his back to get into this Champions League and then be a contributor in winning it. So listen, I'm not going to change my tune. Christian needs to be surrounded by better footballers, okay? Not destroyers that play a little bit of football. No, footballers that play a little bit of defense, and players that can boss the game, and players that could break lines, and players that could put him in goal-scoring positions where he doesn't have to get it 50 yards from goal. He should be in the final third, receiving 10 times a game to make a difference. We can't ask anything more of Christian. He's been thrown in a tough situation with players that don't speak the same soccer language, and it's not going to change, guys. It's not going to get better. It's not, let's give it time. He needs better players surrounding him. Otherwise, Christian is not going to be the world beater that we want him to be. All right? That's the individuals, guys. In terms of tactical adjustments, hey, I think it was huge when Serge was pulled off and we went to a 4-2-3-1. Okay, with Christian at the 10, it was Weston and Costa, the dual defensive mids. Yes, Tim Ream was the left back. And yes, we were slow to recognize when Linus got subbed in, and it was too late. He made a play. They went up 2-1. Fortunately, we got that header, that savior header from Weston the King, to right the ship. If not, listen, that would have been a nightmare. That would have been on Greg. It worked out. We got the win. But we can't overlook. He did a good move, minute 60 or 62. It was a horrific move when he didn't recognize when Linus came on that we were going to be in big, big trouble. We got punished right away. And Linus, by the way, I'm not going to talk about Mexico. My goodness, that was the best player on the field. This Diego Linus looked electric. He looked like his old self. He looked confident. He was dynamic. He was going at you. He was going at Weston. He was going at Tyler. He was going at whoever got in his way. And he usually doesn't punish, and he punished us. Okay? So collectively, guys, there were good moments. The original setup wasn't good from the staff. Hey, we got through it. Adjustments were made. And then, when we got the lead, then the game management and the CONCACAF that everyone talks about, that was always frowned upon. So it makes me happy, okay, to see that people actually want that want the soccer savviness, that want the South American to come out in our players. Because before, we were of the school of the English, where everything had to be proper. No, you can't dive, and no, you can't waste time, and that's against the rules, the laws of the game. What are you doing? I'm talking from my own personal experience for 20 years in youth soccer, in the development academy, in youth soccer, and youth national teams, and U.S. soccer staff. Everybody wanted to crush me. Everybody thought I was nuts. Everybody said, what the hell is this guy doing? So listen, the fact that people are talking about this now and are embracing it and want our players to be better at it, praise the Lord, hallelujah, okay? The time has come, finally. A couple more points I wanted to make. We talked about creators and not destroyers. Maybe I want to talk about that some more. No, you guys know that to get to the next level, we need more creators on the field. I'm not going to stop singing that tune, okay? Guys, let's just say what if. What if the VAR didn't bail us out, for the 2-0? What if the VAR didn't fabricate Christian's PK? What if, then it didn't fabricate the handball on McKennie or McKenzie? There's big plays, guys. I know Hector Herrera should have been sent off, and they pardoned him. Then Mark McKenzie could have been sent off, and they pardoned him. It was crazy, but these things happen in games, and you need that champion's luck. And our guys persevered, and our guys, it's called remontada. Remontadas is like comebacks, and our guys showed personality and cojones and all these things, and it makes me proud. But guys, the reality is we've always been fighters. In my lifetime watching the U.S. men's national team, we've always scrapped, we've always kicked, we've always screamed, we've always gone all in, okay? That was never a question up until our failure to qualify to Russia. In this game, hey, we outcompeted Mexico, okay? We got knocked out early, we got up, and then towards the end, we were the ones that were taking it to them. So absolutely, that's something that's the norm, okay? Let's not say that we created opportunities. We were not great on the day. We created very little to nothing offense. We had set pieces, and we had this monster in Weston McKennie that won the set piece that led to Gio's goal. We had him win the set piece that led to the goal. We had set pieces. We've always been the ones that put it in the mixer and let's see what happens. Hey, listen, I'm sure the staff works on these things. They set picks. You can spotlight all those details in terms of what their set pieces are each and every single game. They work on that stuff. There's no doubt about it. I don't know if the previous staff did. I didn't spotlight it as much, but nothing has changed. We rely on our set pieces. I think I said it in the episode leading up to the final of the preview. It's going to be a one-goal game. It's going to be a tight affair. It could be 50-50. Whoever makes a play, and it's going to come down maybe set pieces, and that's what it was for us, okay? And we always come down to goalkeeper heroics. Poor Stefan and Ethan Horvath. I haven't even mentioned those guys yet, okay? So Stefan has been sloppy. He was not good. He was not the business. Horvath did fine in his appearance against the Swiss, and my goodness, when he had a sub in, I was grabbing my head. I'm sure every single American watching was in the same boat. We're like, we are in big trouble. And this guy made huge plays. And then the PK. My goodness. We couldn't have written this script any better. We got our hometown boy who hasn't played club football in an eternity, whose staff just put the faith in him, steps on the field and does what he did. And I'm so proud and happy for this guy. We've all saw what he did in tears of joy when he played for Club Brugge in the Champions League due to the other keeper having coronavirus. And now this opportunity, the guy's a winner. Okay, so good for Ethan Horvath. Stefan, listen, is a work in progress. Good for him. My man Ochoa was there on the bench. Hopefully he gets a look tomorrow. We'll talk about that in a second. Let me take a quick breather. My goodness, I'm dying over here. Let's talk Costa Rica tomorrow or today at the Rio Tinto, okay? What do we want to see? What do you think we're going to see? Listen, first off, setting the expectation. We're coming off this huge high where we just won a trophy. We just beat Mexico. It was emotionally draining. Great. This is going to happen in the World Cup. It could be in a pool play game. It could be in a knockout game. And you have to remove all that the very next day, look in the rearview mirror, get back to work. So I'm glad they had this game. Not so much for the 3-game windows coming up, more so to prep for the bigger and better things come World Cup time. We need a performance. And it's not a final tomorrow, but it should be treated as such. Not in terms of the approach of win at all costs and throw our plan out the window. I want to see us play football again. I want to see us be dominant again. I want to see us create chances. I want to see us be creative. I want to see us press. I want to see us have balls. I want to see us win duels. We need to set a high level of bar and expectation and not make excuses tomorrow for a poor performance. Okay, that being said, I'm going to throw out the lineup with I think we all know the lineup's going to pick itself, right? It's going to be Super Ethan Horvath in goal. It'll be my favorite Anthony Robinson at left back. It'll be Tim Ream at left center back, Mark McKenzie right center back. Brooks will definitely get a break. I heard or we read today that Miazga is going to get married. Best of luck to you. We got Walker Zimmerman replacing him. Okay. At the right back, I'm pretty sure it'll be Reggie Ken, who's been a long, big part of this process. He'll get his look. He'll get his opportunity to start again. In midfield, Jackson Ewell or Tyler Adams, 50-50 toss-up. I don't know how Tyler Adams is physically. If he is fit to play, I'm sure he'll start. If he is not, we'll go back to Jackson Ewell, the regista de Andrea Pirlo. Maybe with time and space tomorrow, he'll pick some passes and he'll quiet the critics. We'll see. I expect it to be Kellen Acosta and Musa as the dual eights. Weston deserves a break. He'll get his break. Sebi has played a million games this year for the national team. We know what he is and what he isn't. Wide left, it'll be Brendan Aronson, who in tomorrow's game with that level should be dynamic, should be fine for that level. I expect to see him contribute and have a huge game. At the 9, I'm sure it'll be Sibachu. I know everybody wants Daryl Dico. Daryl Dico is not the business, guys, for the style of play we're going to implement. Daryl Dico could have been a contributor in this game where it was just straight jungle ball. Let's win wars. Let's compete. But I don't expect to see him to the last 20, 30 minutes. And wide right, it'll probably be Timo Weah. Gio deserves a break as well. So That'll likely be the lineup, guys. Man, a thought came to mind right now. What was I going to say about break and wars and duels? I hope it comes back to me. I've told you this massive break-up is all over me, all right? Yeah, prediction tomorrow, guys. I'm going to go ahead and say that it's going to be a 2-1 victory for the U.S. national team, but with potential of making maybe 3-1. I'm sure Costa Rica is going to play Ari Lassiter, okay? So it's a USL MLS level type game, all right? And we should run them over, and I expect us to have the right approach. I expect Greg and everybody to get the guys focused, like I just said, should be the case. And we should expect nothing less, all right, guys? So massive conclusion. We got this window, and I wanted to look at it objectively. We have one win, 89th minute winner against Honduras. We have a tie, because in normal World Cup play, this would have been a tie, would have gone to overtime. Let's say it's pool play, a tie against Mexico with the win in overtime, great. And we have a loss against the Swiss. We have 4 points. We're probably good enough to get us out of the group stage at the World Cup. So it was a okay window from the way you look at it. I am worried because I saw little to no creativity. My biggest concern for our U.S. men's national team to get us to the next level. That being said, we don't see our top guys anymore, okay? Hopefully tomorrow they go out on a high, they get back to their clubs. Some of these guys are going to be making moves this summer. Hopefully they're productive moves for their careers so that they're on the field, so they're competing, so they're sharp, so they're ready for World Cup qualifying, and more importantly for Qatar in 2022. Gold Cup is coming up, and we're going to break it down. Let's see the roster selection there. Let's see the player profiles there, okay, guys? Let's spotlight that and let's be harsh. Because in this Nations League, we got away with it with these fortunate bounces, but the player profiles weren't what we expected them to be. Yet, nobody openly criticized it until we lifted the cup and everything was great, everything's hunky-dory, we're fantastic. No, let's look at it with a clear lens, let's look at it objectively, and let's continue to demand the best from our USMNT. That's what I'm here to do, but hey, take nothing away. When it's a final, you have to win. You have to find any way to win, and that's what we did. We altered our formation. We threw our identity out the window. We came hard. We came strong. We competed. We came back from adverse results twice, and it's something to be super happy about. I'm still buzzing, okay? It's been 48 hours, but that's in the rearview mirror. Tomorrow, it's Rio Tinto. It's another opportunity to notch another W and continue to build that winning culture that is imperative if we're going to continue to grow as a footballing nation. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. We'll have another breakdown later in the week. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. And yes, we have lifted a cup. It's been way too long. Peace.